Well, welcome back to my channel, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I am here with the one and only Christine Vasser. She is the owner of Freedom in Beauty and the creator of the Nuloxx tool, Nuloxx Mini, and the Nuloxx course.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I am so excited because, as you guys know, if you don't know, you're about to find out, so stay tuned. If you have a desire to learn about natural hair, locks, micro-interlock installation, and or how to become one of the baddest entrepreneurs currently on the rise, then you need to stay tuned to this video. This lady has inspired me in so many different ways. I actually discovered her a few years ago when I was thinking about locking my hair. I chickened out.
Yeah.
And my mom and my best friend did not chicken out. And so that's how she came into my life. But you are the creator of Nuloxx course. So tell me, I know I took your course.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Unnatural. Unnatural at it. Unnatural,
I appreciate you. I took your course, but for anyone that has never heard of you, tell us a little bit about Christine Vasser.
Oh, a little bit about me. I have a mother of 4, a new grandmother of 2.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. I have always been in corporate.
Okay.
I never really wanted to do hair.
Man, that's I think that's true for a lot of people that do hair.
It is crazy because I know a lot of people that have been in the hair industry for years. Mm-hmm. Braiding and doing this and helping in their family shop. I just braided hair for family. I actually only started doing hair because I had a daughter and I refused for another woman to put her hands in my daughter's hair.
Amen.
Yep, and that's I learned how to braid while she was 1. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out because now, but thinking back, I'm like, I could have paid someone to do it. But it wouldn't have brought me where I'm at.
It's not in your, sometimes for some parents, it's just not in their budget. It's a lot easier to fake it till you make it than to try to come up with the money to pay to get your child's hair done.
True.
And some of these stylists are charging the same for adults as they are for kids.
They are. And as someone who has done some locks for children, they move.
Yes,
they
children
move,
are not.
They slouch.
They are not sit still clients.
No, they are harder than some adults. Yeah, so you have to, and they're very tender-headed. And you have to pause more often because of that.
So it's a longer appointment. It's a longer process.
Yeah.
So how did Freedom in Beauty come about?
So Freedom in Beauty came because I actually started with makeup. Okay. So I was in this process. I'm seeing all these Black women doing their thing, right? And I'm like, well, how can I get in there too? And it started with makeup, and it's because I love lip color.
Lip color is awesome.
Yep.
I will give you that.
And I love coffee.
Amen.
But with lip color and coffee, you got the stain on and I didn't like that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so I found a company that had this lip color that I was able to wear and drink my coffee. And then I went searching to get my locks done.
Okay.
I had natural hair. I did the weaves and everything like that. And I used to do my own hair. And it got to a point where, and I'm not even joking, I was inside of a beauty shop crying because I couldn't figure out what my next style was. And I walked out so overwhelmed because I'm like, I did the braid, I did that color, I did this, and I couldn't figure it out. And so when I finally, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get mine done by someone. I did my own hair, but it was freeing. I was able to be.
So when you did your own locks,
I did my own locks, it was freeing to have locks because it felt like me, right?
Okay.
When I don't know how many styles you wear, or if you wear wigs.
Yes.
Okay.
I get it.
And it gives you a different feel. And some of my wigs, I didn't feel like I could be playful, and some wigs I felt like I had to be too serious, and then with the short, when I did the real shortcut.
Yes, the pixie.
Yeah, it was like, that was like
alter ego somebody.
Girl.
Like Christine.
So I'm like, but when I did my locks, it just felt like I can be professional.
Mm-hmm.
I can be playful. I can be sexy. I can be everything that's within me.
Yes, you can. Amen.
Which came to freedom.
By the way, I did see your video on your birthday. You was looking good in your blue dress in Vegas.
Yes.
Good.
See? And you can wear your locks. It look good. Yes. So with the makeup being free in that, I can drink, I can eat, I can do that and still look pretty. I got my locks. I can look good. I can be sexy. I can feel free in me.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom and beauty came about because of that. I know that was long.
No, not at all.
But
That
yeah,
is so awesome. I had a similar journey for myself. Like what made me go from the relaxed hair to natural hair was a very similar journey. I just wanted to know what I look like in raw form. With like, I stopped doing acrylic nails. I used to wear color contacts. Like
Really?
I stripped it all off, and I was like, I want to know what I look like if I hadn't touched my external form in any way cosmetic. If I had just let God do his thing from the time I was born to now, what would I look like?
Right.
And that's what made me stop relaxing my hair. And I think my desire, the reason why I searched for you in the first place, by the way, y'all, she was difficult to find, okay? When doing research for locks, there are so many choices. There's braid locks and twist locks and comb coils and sister locks and free forms and
interlocks and
all this stuff.
And
I personally, for the versatility, I landed on interlocks, aka sister locks.
Yeah.
I was looking for sister locks, and I went on their website, and I was looking for someone in my state. I'm in Minnesota, as you guys know, and there were two names at the time. Yeah. And there was one woman I called who said she no longer does locks. She does not do hair. She's on the website because she took the course. She's certified, but she's not participating in any new clients. Mm-hmm. And then there was you. Oh. And that's how I found you. Yeah. And so, by the way, you guys, my experience with you was amazing. Extremely professional. Came in for my consultation. You were very thorough and very clear. Like, if you guys are considering locks and your loctician is willing to set up an establishment date without doing a consultation, you need to consider not going with that person. The consultation is a vital piece. As you guys see, I do not have locks. And the reason I don't is because you asked some real questions during the consultation that really made me think about why I wanted it. Mm-hmm. Was this something I was doing because it was trending? Yeah. Is it a fad? Yeah. And so, like, I don't want to give away your consultation. You got to book one to find out. Or take her course because she teaches you how to do it.
Yes, and now it's online.
It is online. So that is part of the reason why we're here. How did Nuloxx come about? Because the course was bad. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on my channel. I normally don't cuss on my channel. But it was awesome.
Thank you.
Like, it was worth missing the time from work. It was totally worth it. It was amazing, insightful. Like, with the amount of research that I've done, I've been studying natural hair for over 12 years. Okay. I learned something new every day at your class.
Good. Oh, good.
And it was so awesome. Now it's available online. So if you're not in our state, that's okay. You can get access to this course. Yep. What is Nuloxx?
So Nuloxx came about, and I'm grateful. Thank you, because girl, let me tell you, every time before a class, I'm so nervous.
Really?
I'm like, I got class.
You were so natural.
So nervous.
You did so well.
Thank you, because I want to give everything, right? I've been through 2 different trainings myself, Sister Locks training, and I've been through it was at that time called Interlocks training. Okay. And just going through those and getting more information on my own, I'm like, I don't want anyone coming through my class where they're like, girl, I could have learned this on my own. Yeah. I want you to have everything, you know, through all of my experience that I've had. There's a lot of things that I've had in my own experience working with multiple different clients that I didn't learn in class. Yeah. And I didn't have a mentor with me. Yeah. Which was so hard. It was so difficult. because I'm constantly studying, trying to figure out, well, why is this? Why is that?
Yeah.
I want every single person that comes through the Nuloxx training course to not have to worry about that. And that they know, hey, I got a lot out of her. Plus, I still have her.
Yeah.
If I'm going through something, I can still message her. I can text her. I can call her. She's available. And if she's not, her team is available.
Exactly.
Know just as much and is going to be there, because customer service is like everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. And when you spend that money to invest in yourself, which is good. Invest in yourself. It is an
investment in yourself.
Right.
It was worth every penny. By the way, that class has paid for itself a few times over.
Hey! That's what I'm saying. Yes, I like that. Okay, good. It's worth it. And so Nuloxx came after going through the second course.
Okay.
Pandemic, right? It's getting busy. I am not someone who's like, oh, I'll just do everybody because I'm the best. No.
I know when I came to you, you were overwhelmed. Yeah. You didn't have a lot of free time. Like, we were trying to book, and it was a struggle. Yeah. This interview was rescheduled like 3 times. Yeah. She is a busy lady.
It's hard to get days off. It is.
Well, you're in demand. Locks is in demand.
It is.
This industry is rising, and people want what you have. Yeah. They have a desire for your knowledge. They have a desire to learn what you learn, know how to do what you do, and to do it so well. You have clients that have been consistently with you for years.
5 years.
That type of client loyalty, there's something to say about that.
I think the key is, for me, it's the service. I don't want to just do your hair. Yeah. I really want you to know, one, when you get your locks done, it's a big investment.
Absolutely.
And it's an investment all the way through to maintain it.
Absolutely.
Granted, it's cheaper than when you're doing your natural hair or weaves or wigs or
there
whatever.
There are some stylists out here for a wig install or a sew-in.
That's like $300-$400.
Plus hair.
And which I've heard can be up to $400 or $500 for the hair alone.
The stylists that I know, there are a few stylists that I know that provide hair, and you're probably not walking out of their salon spending under $400.
And how long does that last?
It depends on if you get a frontal or a closure, child. Frontals I've had one frontal, and I was a model at a training class. Okay. In 2 weeks, it was lifting.
See?
In 4 weeks, it was obvious. So in a month, I need it. Like the
now
sewing was still good,
but
I at least had to get the top taken care of. I've had closure sew-ins, and they have lasted me about 6 to 8 weeks without issue. Okay. But after $400 for 2 months, that's $200 every month. Do you know what I mean? And then
it adds up.
I gotta come back. I can reuse the bundles if she didn't cut them. Or if they didn't cut the weft.
And then imagine if you wanted a different color. Oh. Or a different style.
It's a lot.
Oh my goodness. It so is much. Expensive. And so when you compare that to locks, it's still an investment. It's just not as expensive. Yeah. And eventually, depending on the size you get, even if you get the small ones or the micro ones, you can still maintain it yourself if you're taught correctly.
Plus, it's your hair.
It's your hair. And it will grow. It will grow. So you're looking for length, give it time, it will grow. And Absolutely. It's your hair. And you can still color it. As you can see, mine's it's colored. And you can curl it. Thank you. And you can curl it. You can do a bunch of things. Yeah. I was having a conversation at the time with a lady that is a braider, cold braider. Okay. And I'm like, I really need help. So let me teach you what I've learned. Because I need help. Okay. And so I did. And as I'm watching her grow in her business, we're talking and we're like, you know what? Let's put this out to other people. Yeah. And going through another training, I'm like, and not getting as much from that training, I'm like, see, I don't like people taking advantage of this growth and just throwing out a class and not giving substance to that class, right? And so coming up with that, trying to figure out that, I also was talking to one of my clients who's an attorney, and I was like, it would be so much easier for me for my tool to be different, because the tool I was using, I'm not the best at parting.
Parting is hard. No,
It is.
heads are round, heads are asymmetrical. Parting is not easy.
It is not easy, and I pride myself, because your clients is your walking advertisement, right?
Absolutely.
You ain't about to walk out there
And say,
someone
I
go,
did it.
right?
And they're like, yes.
Because there's two different ways of how it sounds. Girl, who did your hair? Oh, Christine. Or girl, who did your hair? No. Right? I'm like, you ain't about to walk out my chair looking like
crazy.
Because I'll quickly be like, don't tell nobody I did it.
Yeah.
But I don't want that. Tell everyone I did your hair.
Exactly.
So I'm really like
meticulous.
We gonna get you.
Perfectionist.
Yes. So
y'all, this mannequin head at this training course, the mannequin head had to be right. She was not playing.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, you need to redo that again. I'm like, oh, okay, excuse me.
You
She's
know.
like, oh, that's not straight. Mm-mm. And then we had our mannequin, and then we had a live. And learning on the mannequin and learning on the live, you need both.
You do.
It's important.
Very different.
It is extremely different.
Mm-hmm. Got shifty scalps.
There's a lot
larger
of those.
Canvases.
I've experienced a lot of that with, especially even in braiding. Like, since taking your course, I have noticed the reason for a lot of things that have happened while doing hair when I'm editing my own self. And I'm like, if I had known the information I knew before I took this class, this would have been different, and this would have been different, and this could have been better. So it's definitely a process. No matter how long you've been doing hair or how long you think you know, you have to continue to grow and invest in yourself.
You have to. And there's not enough people that
So
believe in that.
Why call it Nuloxx? Because it's trending. I didn't know if you knew this, but you're trending.
You know what? Okay,
so
I go and search for it, right? And
Yes.
I'm seeing people using on, what's that app? TikTok?
So, yes.
I'm like, people that aren't even using the tool, they're using Nuloxx. And I'm like, what?
So, by the way, this is the Nuloxx tool.
That's the original.
This is the original. This is the mini. I would do a close-up. You'll probably see it on the side somewhere, you guys. I'll do a close-up. But I have used this tool installing interlocks. I have used this tool installing comb coils.
Really?
I have used this tool installing braids.
The name actually, after taking one in the course, having a conversation, going back and forth, just like, well, what would we call it? And it's like, it's not a new lock. But it's a new way of doing it, and it just like popped up in my head, Nuloxx, but with the 2 X's and doing the NU. Like it was just through conversation that it came about. And then I was doing hair, and not to offend anybody, but God just put it in my spirit. Like,
Amen. Oh, this is a God channel.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
praise God on this channel.
I didn't know.
Okay.
All right.
This is a God channel.
Okay.
I talk about God on my
Okay,
channel.
good.
He's the
Okay.
head.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
So that's
all right.
amazing.
Okay, good. I was doing hair. I'm not kidding. I'm doing hair, and I'm like, green? Okay. And that's where the color came from. So, and I saw it clear as day. Nuloxx, the way NU, capital LOXX, in this lime green.
Yeah,
so
I cheat a little bit on my channel. I use a tool called vidIQ. If you haven't heard of vidIQ, check them out. They are amazing. vidIQ is a tool through, I don't know if they're certified through YouTube, but they have a connection to YouTube.
Okay.
Where you can do research for your channel. You can optimize your videos. You can see what topics are trending so that you know what to make content about. And after I took your course, I searched Nuloxx just for fun. Your Nuloxx comes up, so it gives different trending topics a score, 0 to 100, and depending on the higher the number, the better the score. If it's green, it means that there's a lot of search volume and very little available content. Nuloxx ranked as 66. I have never seen anything rank at that high unless it's something that's seriously trending and brand new to the market. So a good score is in the 50s. That's a good score.
Really? And I'm in the 60s.
You're in the 60s.
Oh my gosh. I want to. Oh
really
my
cool.
gosh.
So the reason why I say this is a big deal is when I searched you, there's another YouTuber. You're allowed to get emotional. That this is God moving. So I searched you, and there's another YouTuber that I follow. She has a salon. She does hair. She does a lot of installs. She does a lot of micro-locks, and she uses your tool. She mentioned it. She commented on it. She has over 2,000 subscribers at the time of me watching her video. And I found her through searching you on YouTube. I found you and a couple of the videos that you've done right in this very salon.
Oh.
So it's kind of cool. But so I found you online, and I was searching you just for fun. So when I post any video that I post, you get emotional because isn't it amazing to see your vision come to life?
And the thing is it's not for me.
I know.
Like, I really want others, us women. You've heard it, all the time. You're always hearing, how come we don't stick together? How come we don't stick together? And for me, I really honestly believe when you win, I win.
Amen. Absolutely.
And I don't need to be, it's just to know that people really like it. Mm-hmm. When you hear it.
She has sold out on Amazon, y'all. She's sold out. So get on the wait list because it's coming. freedominbeauty.com. Find her. Get on the wait list. Do what you got to do. The course is available online, and when I tell you the information in this course, whether you are someone who only wants to do hair for your friends and family, if you are a stylist, if you are an up-and-coming stylist, if you're currently in beauty school, if you don't want to go to beauty school, if you are a braider, if you only do locks, if you don't do hair at all, and you just want to know more about hair, this girl started in, not even girl, no disrespect, this woman's course started with the history of hair, the history of locks. Do you know our hair's history? I thought I did until I took your course, and I was surprised. So,
because it's important.
It's phenomenal information.
You don't want anybody in your head. Now, you've heard it. You don't want, people there, but to really truly, and here's the other thing about why the history is in there is because I've seen other ethnicities, and I'm like, why you got them in your head? Like, I'm thinking,
do you know the history of those?
Right, why you got, this is for us. And when I started studying to create the course, I didn't even realize how much it is into why we have our locks. Whether you're gonna dreadlocks, and I'm starting to be okay with that because they're in the Rastafarian culture, they are called dreadlocks. So when you have just our locks in general, I'm just gonna say, understanding why people do it, understanding the energy that's behind it, the spirituality that's behind it. When people cut them off, I have a client recently who had her locks established by someone else, and she then had me maintain them. She just recently cut them off, and she said to me, it felt like a weight off of her.
Oh, wow.
Because the energy and the things that came along with that, she needs to get rid of. And then she'll start over. And so when doing the course, I want my students to know, who then become a part of my team. I want them to know, like, hey, if you're having a bad day, maybe you shouldn't be locking somebody's hair because you're going to lock that energy in their hair.
Absolutely.
Like,
so I try to pray before every client. Like, if I'm not in a good place mentally, I pray over my hands.
Yes.
I ask God to give me growing hands.
Yes.
I ask God to allow me to be able to be positive, be a positive light in their life for the day. If they're having a bad day, let me be some good energy.
Yeah.
Like, let me uplift them a little bit. Because that is really important. A lot of people don't think about anything from a spiritual perspective, and I love that you brought that up because I feel like that is really important.
It is.
It is so
I agree.
important.
Yeah.
So
you how many times they say they come for therapy?
oh my goodness, yes. Sit in a chair is a therapy
It's
session.
therapy.
Absolutely,
So
it
you
is.
gotta be ready
And
for
sometimes
it.
it's the only self-care that people
people
have
get.
for that month or that week or that
yeah,
time
that's
frame.
true. Right.
And a lot of the time, that's the only time some people are off their feet. Think
It's
about how
so
much
sad
you're
to
on
think
your
about
feet. This is one of the only times you're not on your feet. Think about that.
Right.
Like, people
Right.
are
Like
really
this
busy.
vacation for me right now. Vacation.
Well, I'm glad you're sharing it with
Conversation.
us. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. So, tell me about this tool.
Oh my gosh, the baby. My baby. Okay.
It is the original.
Okay, so here's the thing, how this came. Again, doing locks. My hands are larger. So
My fingers are fat. I get it.
so I have going through Sister Locks training, you get a tool. I didn't too much care for it because my hands are larger, and so I did find another tool that I kind of liked. But parting and making sure everything looks good was still a struggle for me. And trying to figure out everything. I mean, I bought different combs and the longer ragtail combs.
Yeah.
Everything you can think of. And I'm like, there's got to be an easier way.
Mm-hmm.
What if you can find a way to, instead of using my ruler, to put the measurements on the tool? And what if you can make it where you can part, but it ain't going to make them bleed? And what if you can use this same thing to interlock hair?
Mm.
And after
being at the drawing board,
I mean, it was, I don't even know how many months. So back and forth with the designer,
mm-hmm.
back and forth getting prototypes.
Okay.
This doesn't work. Oh my goodness. Can I show this prototype?
Go for
Okay.
it. You have the prototypes. I have never seen these. This is cool. I'm excited.
Okay. Girl. Okay. Sorry. So I'm going to hand you this back. So this is one
Okay.
on the prototype.
Okay.
This is another one.
This isn't that bad.
Look how skinny it is.
Oh, okay.
Look how skinny. And then if you notice, like you see how it discoloration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then there's this one. Then I'm like, it's too.
Was it supposed to be curved?
No. It just, whatever that material was.
It curved.
It curved.
Okay.
And then I'm like, that's too thin. So can you make it thicker? This is what they gave me.
Oh my God! Well, for large lock, that's gonna snap.
Can you
like
imagine?
business.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm like,
okay, are you guys seeing these prototypes? Are you seeing these? They're similar. They're just not it.
Nope, not
Wow,
it. This
okay.
one. I mean,
So this is close.
that's closer. That's closer. And then we got to where
I remember
it
this.
was, yes.
Okay.
And so it was back and forth, back and forth. I don't like this. I don't like that. Can you do it this way? Can you do that? Trying to figure out the measurements. And oh my goodness, it was a lot.
Girl, you're going to have them on glass display one day. You just wait. In your future office. I'm excited.
So it was back and forth.
Okay.
And it's mainly because if I have that problem, I know other people do too.
Yeah.
I know, and they want to do it quicker. You
Yeah.
know, nobody wants to sit
Everything
in
is
here.
about speed.
Everything is about
speed and accuracy. Speed and accuracy.
Speed and accuracy. Nobody wants to sit in a chair forever, and nobody wants to stand behind you forever.
Yeah.
So it was, let's figure out that. And once we did, I had it tested.
Okay.
I put it out there and had it tested.
Oh, no, you don't got the Nuloxx name on the bottom. Okay, I'll
Right?
say that.
So once this was done,
Okay.
right?
And I remember this. This was in my kit, my course kit.
Yes.
This was in my course kit.
Every course, even the online one,
Mm-hmm.
you get everything you need. So
I also got a workbook.
Yep.
And that
you get the
I still
workbook.
use it, by the
Do
way.
you?
I do. I
Good.
still use it when talking about like hair typing and things like that, and when clients have questions.
Mm-hmm.
I will still pull out that book sometimes.
Good. And she didn't get this, but in the new course, I talk a lot about the scalp too.
Really?
Because this is more stuff that I've learned.
For care after the fact.
Yep.
I've had to teach my clients a lot about sebum and different things like that.
And that you don't know. And I never been to cosmetology school, and in the courses that I took, they never talked about it. I had to learn it on my own. I'm like, what the heck is this? And why are these little white dots here? And what is, your follicles and all that? I learned that all on my own. And I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that people who go through my course, they get everything.
Yeah.
You get everything that I have, everything.
That's awesome.
So you get the original, and then the original, I love it.
I do too.
I love my original. But
I see why you like this mini now.
Then the mini. One rotation is good.
Yes.
One rotation. And the smaller the locks, the sooner they can come in.
Correct.
And I was misunderstood. I thought if you came in too soon with the smaller locks that they'll break off.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Well, the smaller locks only need, a half an inch of hair because they're small. So when you pull through, you don't need as much new growth to pull it through.
Correct.
Now, if you're someone who's doing like you make it super tight, okay, you're gonna do damage. But you're gonna cause inflammation of the scalp, which is gonna damage their follicles, and
tension alopecia becomes an issue or a concern.
A lot of things. And so, but when they're smaller, they can come in sooner. So that 5-6 week mark is really good. When they're larger, like mine,
you can go 8 weeks and it's not a big issue.
Not a big deal. And then I can get my full rotation along. But I also noticed that there are some clients, you do the small lock. So T's hair, she has thin hair strands.
Yes.
So her locks themselves
are thin.
But I can have someone that has the same amount of locks as she does
with thicker hair strands. And they can go longer.
And and their locks themselves are thicker. So when you think of the lock and the width of this pulling through the base, that's a lot of space to go through. Yeah. Where if you take your mini, you can pull it through with ease. People that are tender-headed love the mini. Because they don't feel that
they don't
as
feel
much.
it as much. Yeah.
So there's different ways of using the mini. When I have the thicker,
I absolutely love this.
Now
I have a question. Is the mini more so for reties versus installation?
Definitely.
I don't see measurements.
There are no measurements on the mini.
Okay, I was like, this is a retie tool, not an installation tool.
And I've had people ask me about that, and it's because if you notice, the tip is smaller.
I was gonna say I cannot imagine that being the base.
Can you imagine that being a small lock?
No.
And then maintaining that lock?
No.
Yeah, no, me neither.
So when I was researching locks, I was a brat about it, and when I had my installation, I requested 600 plus locks. Woo! What do you remember what you said to me?
No. No,
you said,
no, ma'am.
You will have 450 locks maximum. Period.
Yes.
If that's too so sad, find someone else if that's not okay.
Yes. Yes. and I say it in anybody that's going to take my course.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, there is.
I understand why.
Because after, I got to maintain you.
Yeah. So of all the clients that I have installed, I have yet to have one client like the smallest size.
Really?
Every single consultation that I've done where I do the test locks, and so I give them about 4 to 5 locks.
Okay.
And I do one of each size. Yeah. And then whichever size they think they like, I give them 2 more of that size.
Okay.
So that they can see.
Really see.
And so after the 3 weeks is up, they come back and they're like, I like that second one. Every single person so far likes the one that's one size up. And so I was like, you sneaky, because you knew. Yeah.
You think you want them really small ones because it looks like, but when you
see them on your hair, like on my hair, I have, in my opinion, I would say my physical hair strand is probably medium density. the actual singular strand.
Yes.
It's probably medium density. It's not super fine, but it's not.
Yep, I would say medium too.
And but my hair itself is extremely dense.
Yes.
And so when I saw and I was like, that's it? Like, that's it? Like, that's how small it is? I was like, that's tiny. I can't.
Right.
I was like, I can't. That's just too small. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
But watching other people's hair grow, like seeing my clients and seeing how their hair matures.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I live vicariously through my clients, which is why I don't feel like I need
like, why?
And when I get sick of my hair, I just throw some braids in it and I leave it like that for a few months and I'm okay.
Yeah.
But
because it's commitment.
I am loving that you created this retitle. This, you guys, this is so perfect.
Thank you.
Especially when you have the clients that have the larger base, like the thickness at the bottom, and they still have the small base at the top. This will work perfectly.
It will pull through. So you're able to pull that thickness and because you're adding another piece to go through the base of the hair.
Yeah.
So you want the smallest piece that you added to pull through.
That is
so they're not
perfect.
Hurting. Yep. I really like the mini, and I do have a selfie that I'm working on. I know there are a couple of people waiting. But again, the prototypes, right?
Self-retitle is coming. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
So with getting your course online, congratulations, by the way.
You.
That is an extreme accomplishment.
Thank you.
I can only imagine how much work that took.
A lot.
But how excited are you for all the people that have been wanting to take your course and you've been too busy to teach it?
Yeah.
So how was that process?
You're right. It's a lot. It was a lot, and I did it all on my own.
Wow.
And editing on my own.
That's tough.
It was a lot. And
I cheated a little bit. Like some of my content, I still edit, but I hired a full-time editor. It's a lot.
See, yeah.
I had to.
Well, nobody told me.
And see, nobody tells you.
Nobody told me.
Editing is a full time. So I've actually had people reach out to me on Instagram and ask me why I don't post more often. And the reality is, I record a lot of content.
Yeah.
But editing it is really hard. It takes me weeks to edit a simple 10-minute video.
It took me 2 months to finish the course.
Wow.
To finish the course, come up with the quizzes. So there's quizzes on there. And for me, what it was, why I decided to do it online, one, again, I'm busy. So I have clients that I maintain that I love dearly. And they're not going anywhere. No matter how many times I'm like, hey, you can go see. They're like, no.
They refuse.
They want to see, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm okay with that. And
I've had people tell me to go to cosmetology school because they would like their hair colored and they don't want anybody touching it.
They don't want anybody else to touch it.
And they're like, can you please just go and get it done?
Yeah.
I'll wait. How long is the course?
They will
wait. It's 2 years.
They will.
They're like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll wait. And they're serious.
They are.
I have a client right now.
If you're good.
Every time she sees me, she pushes and she's like, so did we sign up for school or how's that going?
Right.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to.
They will. They'll wait for you. With the course, it was really hard, but my main reason why I went back and forth, because I'm like, I'm tired. Yeah. I'm exhausted. I am, what do they call it? An ambivert? I'm like, introvert.
Okay. I've never heard of ambivert, but
am I saying it right?
Introvert and extrovert.
I'm both.
Oh, okay.
So I'm both. So I have tendencies of both. But after a course, I'm drained.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to talk. I've sat at the end of my bed like this.
But you give a lot in your courses.
Oh, thanks.
Like,
I try.
You give a lot. It's a lot of energy. You guys, she gave cash prizes in my class. It was amazing.
It's so much fun. It is so much fun.
And I don't want to give away any of the nuggets because you guys really need to take the course. I will make sure to have it linked in the description of this video. As of right now, at the time of filming this video, give me a roundabout for the cost of the course. I don't want you to give me an exact because over time that cost may change.
A roundabout.
And I don't want to make anyone
1,000.
Between 600
and 1,000. That's
depending on the level. Okay. So it's roundabout there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
you get everything. You get your tools.
Who do you recommend take this course?
I recommend anyone who really, truly, honestly want to know how to do locks the right way.
Okay.
using the interlocking method.
Okay, so what is the interlocking method?
The interlocking method is a weaving method back and forth from the ends of the hair to the base.
Okay.
And I do talk about that as well, but that's the interlocking method using the Nuloxx tool.
Got it.
So if you are someone that's like, I don't want to ever use that tool, I mean, you can take the course, but I'm training you on this tool, how to use this tool, use it properly. Somebody who they've seen the interlocking method, they know that people really want it, and they don't want to be out here just doing anything to anyone's hair, and they really want to learn this. Someone that is even a cosmetologist that wants to add on to their services, they can do this. Someone who is maybe in corporate, knows how to braid, wants to add a little bit of more income, but doesn't want to do it full time, but wants to do it correctly.
Yeah.
They should take the course because you're going to get more than just your normal YouTube university.
Yeah.
You're going to get more from that, from doing the course. And I honestly believe that education is like so important.
Yeah.
Not one person knows everything.
Yeah.
So,
and you've been still learning.
Yeah.
This entire time.
How
long have you been doing locks?
Oh, let me see. How long have I been locked? Oh, 7 years? 7 years? I think it's 7 years. 7, 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and the thing, for me, it doesn't seem like that long. But when I think of all the things that I've learned, I'm like, dang, it's only been 7 years.
Wow.
Like, girl, because I learned things prior to taking any courses. I did my own studying.
Wow.
Then I did the course. I did the course just to see if I knew what I knew.
Okay.
I did the course just to see, and I was like, yep, I knew that. Yeah, I was in class like, I knew that. I knew that. But it felt good to be like,
confirming
that I knew
that
what I knew. Yeah.
So there are a lot of people out here throwing around the word loctician who have never taken a class, who are either mentally self-taught, YouTube university taught, and are taking on clients. What would you recommend to people looking for a loctician? Like, before they sit in somebody's chair and agree to give up will, and let them touch and do something to the crown.
Yeah.
What to you qualifies as an actual loctician? Because I didn't start calling myself a loctician. Like, I've been a braider for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with braids. I've done extensions. I've done sew-ins. I didn't actually start using the word stylist until I LLC'd my business.
Okay.
And I didn't start using the phrase loctician until I got certified in your class.
Really?
So
Okay.
I now call myself a natural hair stylist, braider, and loctician.
Okay.
And so I didn't feel, this is just me, I didn't feel comfortable using the word loctician until I had a certificate saying I knew some stuff.
Right.
And so how do you feel about people using the word? Because there's no certification, official certification.
Anybody can say they're a loctician.
Okay.
Anybody can say it. Here's the thing, and I'm with you. I still, to this day, I don't think I call myself a loctician still.
What?
I don't even know what I
Girl,
call
you got
myself.
2 certifications sitting back there, and you teach a course.
I know, right?
You're definitely a loctician.
I think anyone that's looking for a loctician,
Okay.
the biggest thing is to meet that person.
Okay.
Don't just look at their Instagram work.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
And my Instagram work ain't even updated. I forget to post.
You either have that or you have those that post only their good things.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about the highlight reel only.
Yes.
Wow.
When you're looking, this is a commitment. When you're looking for someone to lock your hair, meet them in person.
Yeah.
Get a feel of their energy. Sit in their area. Feel how it's going to feel, because that person is a person not only locking your hair, but maintaining your hair. They're going to be in your life for years. If you know.
Yeah. If
ultimately,
you decide,
for years.
Yeah.
Be in their space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really honestly believe a loctician knows more than just how to do it.
Got it.
You know, a loctician knows something about the hair, why it's doing this. Someone comes in and they're like, I want my hair to look like this. A loctician would be able to say, honey,
your hair is going to look how your hair looks.
Right. And your hair isn't as thick, or it's not as thin, or it's this. And
I've had a lot of that where people will bring in a photo and they will say, make this a reality.
And it's not.
Everybody's journey is their journey.
And to explain it, because it's one thing to say, your hair is not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've crushed me.
Yeah.
To tell me, I've been looking, what do you mean? I've been looking at this and I've been desiring this and now you're telling me no, and you're just leaving it as that. That hurts. And you have to think about that client, right? So explaining why, like really having compassion. A loctician would really have some compassion for that client and explaining why their hair is going to do this and what it's going to look like. Yeah. Educating that client and not keeping things so secret. That's what I feel a true soul. Then I guess I would call myself a loctician.
Look at that!
A loctician would truly, honestly do that. And a loctician would not fake it. They would say, if they're like, and I've done this, my clients know, I can be like, they'll say, well, why is my hair? And I'll go, you know what? I don't know. But let's figure it out. Let's find out. Or
I've done that too. And I've called my mentor. Yeah. And been like, hey, so the client's hair is doing this. What does this mean?
Yeah.
And so one thing I've noticed is there are retwist clients that will switch to interlocking, and their hair thins, and they're like, why is my hair thinning? And I have to explain, your hair density is the same. Yes. Your hair isn't actually thinning. Interlocking compacts the hair differently. Yes. And so it's going to have a different look. It's going to have a different feel. And so I've had people switch from retwisting to interlocking, and they do it for maybe 6 or 7 months. And they're like, okay, I don't like this. I want to go back. And they'll go back to retwisting, which is fine. Yeah. And I'm like, we can wrap the hair to try to make the density match. I'm like, but there's no air getting in. There's no lint getting in. There's no pockets available to fluff it. Yeah. To make
and there's different ways to do certain. So you got the 2-point rotation. You got the 3-point rotation. You got all these different things that you can do to create the look of a volume. You know, I've had a client that a loctician would look at, like, I've had a client where I'm like, look at here. I'm very honest with you now. I will not do your hair again if you don't go see a dermatologist, because I'm not a dermatologist.
I actually have clients like that where I do their hair currently, and dermatologists are hard to come by. I have learned that once you request one, it is months before you can get an appointment.
Yeah, it is.
And so I had a client that I started with last year. Yes. And I'm like, we need to see a dermatologist. I said, because I don't know what I don't know how to fix it. Yeah. Like, I can tell you the oils, I can tell you the essential oils that work, I can tell you what hair does normally. I'm like,
and what works for one may not.
Correct. And so what works for one may not work for you. Absolutely. Yeah. And then we need to know, are the follicles dead or dormant? Yeah. I can't tell you that. I am not a doctor. But it makes me want to kind of go to school for trichology. Yeah. Just a little bit, just so I can help those clients. But that just sounds like a lot of stress.
So I think a loctician will give you all of that.
Well, then you are definitely a loctician, because you have a wealth of knowledge and you're constantly learning, and your business is blowing up. You are trending on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like everywhere.
That's so nerve-wracking. I only say that, and I know we gotta end, but I only say that because
people want to know what this is. They want to know.
And here's the funny thing. And so, okay, let me tell you also. So Freedom and Beauty and Nuloxx. So Nuloxx is under Freedom and Beauty at this time.
Correct.
In a month, Nuloxx will be its own separate entity.
Wow.
It will not be under Freedom and Beauty.
Okay.
Because Nuloxx is growing.
Quick.
It is.
Fast.
It's only been a year.
Quick.
This is coming up to a year in March.
Wow.
Its anniversary is a year in March. It's so crazy. It's a year in March. And then this one came out, a few months ago. September? Yeah. October last. Yeah. So it's coming out. It's only a year. And it is.
So this is one thing that I really want to point out. I know we're running out of time, and I appreciate you taking up the time to be with us today. But I just want to say that Nuloxx is becoming part of hair history. You are making hair history with your course. And no offense to Sister Locks, their course I've heard is amazing. You've taken it and been certified yourself. But they kind of got a little competition because there are people out there debating whether they should take the Nuloxx class or the Sister Lock class.
I've heard that.
And there are people legitimately wondering which one is going to provide more value for the time they have available and the funds they have available and what city they live in. And with you being 100% available online for the working mom, for the corporate person, for the person who is just starting out, whose business is a part-time thing, the online option is it self-paced?
Yeah, it is. It's self-paced. You can start when you want.
That's amazing.
And then you get mentorship. So after your thing is done, we do a one-on-one.
That's a different level of value. There are people out there that, like, for example, like a completely different industry, life coaching. I got life coach certified last year.
Hey,
and thank you,
girl. You doing the thing out here.
But
mentorship, I love rubbing shoulders and elbows.
But mentorship, is a completely separate thing, and it has its own separate cost. And people realize the value and pay that. So the fact that your 100% self-paced online course that is going to give you history of hair, it's going to teach you how to hair type, it's going to teach you how to install, it's going to teach you different methods. I learned parting. It's going to teach you about the tool. There's levels to this thing. And then after the course is over, you're going to send the certificate, but that's not the end. They get access to the knowledge, and that to me is invaluable. So if you're wondering which course to take, it depends on your situation, and you have to decide for yourself. And I mean, all education is good education, so if you can afford it, take both.
Then
but
take both.
If you can't afford it to be self-paced, that's invaluable. And you're selling people a product that they want, and you're also giving them the freedom of time. Time is the most valuable commodity. This is why YouTube University is a thing.
You're right.
Because people don't have time. They can lay in their bed in the middle of the night and watch YouTube. Or they can lay in their bed in the middle of the night and watch your course. And they don't have that luxury.
And they still get the hands-on. So those that are like, I'm more hands-on, they still get the hands-on because they get all those little things that you got to practice before you get to the mannequin. All those things, they get those too. So I send it.
Wow.
And then they have the video that goes with them while they're doing it. And then I check it.
Wow.
And
so
I give my feedback.
They get the whole starter kit. So they get the tool, they get the mannequin, they get the manual.
They get which I'm not going to tell them, but there's these little square things. They get like 6 different things. And I've added 3 more since you've been there. They get the clips. They get the combs. They get the bands. They get a new tool that I think in our course there was a tool that I used to help like take locks out. They get one of those because I
didn't get one of those.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
so you get that. They get everything. So 2 weeks prior, I ask on there, give me 2 weeks. So you can sign up, but sign up 2 weeks. Give yourself 2 weeks so that the moment I get your registration, then I send out your kit
and then they
with everything in it. And then they can start with the kit. Yes.
Wow. That is amazing.
There is not one thing that you would need to be successful that you don't get.
Wow. Yeah. So I just want to tell you this because I know that you don't really know a lot of you're not really deep in the hair industry because you were really focused on locks, which is a beautiful thing. There is another course that I took. It was an online course by Dreamcatcher. Have you heard of them? They're an extension company. They teach like eye tips and micro links and invisible wefting and that type of thing.
Oh, really?
But you're allowed to take the course if you are either a licensed cosmetologist or a salon owner. And so with my business, I'm registered as a salon owner, and because our state does not require a cosmetology license to own a salon, which is why you're in a space without a license.
Right.
And I had a space at one point without a license. I was able to take their class. And so what I think was really cool is they did the same thing. They send out the kit, And then the online course is self-paced. So you are now ranked in the industry with people that have been in the game for 20, 30 years.
That is so crazy.
So
it's so crazy. And the only reason why I'm doing this is for other people.
And see, that's the part that I think is really amazing, is that you have such a heart to serve.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate you. I know we're running out of time, and I know we gotta go.
Girl,
but
you have given me.
I just want to say thank you for joining us. And thank you for agreeing to the interview. You guys, I've been trying to push her for an interview for the longest. But Spiral Kinks and Coils family, we thank you for stopping in with us. And thank you. We are here at Freedom and Beauty Salon with Christine Vasser, and she just gave us all the deets on how she started with her industry, how the Nuloxx tool and the Nuloxx Mini were created, and where can they find you online or on social media?
So on YouTube,
Okay.
it's Nuloxx training course.
Got it.
On Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
it's the _ Nuloxx.
Okay.
And it's NULOXX.
Got it. I'll make sure to put the
_
logo.
Nuloxx.
Okay.
And as of right now, you can purchase the tools. Well, I'm sold out of the original on Amazon, but it will be back. So you can purchase the original or the mini on Amazon, or as of right now, it's on freedomandbeauty.com.
And then in the future, they should.
It'll be Nuloxx.com.
Okay.
Nuloxx. It's under construction, so you'll see
Okay.
under construction.
That's okay.
But it's under construction.
It still exists.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a thing. Well,
It is.
thank you guys. It has been great. I've enjoyed you, and we will catch you in the next video.
Thank you.